AB, Nick said on Tuesday that he wasn't real happy with the way that he defended ball screens. I'm just curious what you've thought of how the guards have kind of handled coverages and trying not to get clipped by screens on the perimeter. I guess maybe last few games.
Yeah. We played some quick guards last game. Had some pretty talented fast guards. So it's always going to be tough when you play guards like that. But at the same time, we haven't been keeping the ball in coverage well. We go over it every day in practice, and we just get undisciplined a little bit during the game. So we're going to try to focus on keeping it in coverage from here on out.
And secondly, the Grant Sherfield kid's been lighting it up from three. I think he's shooting like 55% from three. Just what's kind of the scout on him, and what do you guys have to do to limit him?
We haven't really started looking at scout yet, but he's a shooter. I guess you're saying he's a shooter, so we're just gonna try to take away his three and just play him like everybody else, really.
Christina?
Yeah, hey Anthony. Just with Trevon out, I know it's a little bit different for you, but how are you expecting some of the bigs like Kamani, Jalen, and the twins to kind of step up with him out?
Obviously it sucks not having TB for the team and just for him too. He was working really hard this year, doing a lot of good stuff for himself and for us. But I think all the bigs are gonna be ready to step up. We have some talented bigs, and now they know, like, okay, it's time to step up. We just lost a big key player, so I feel like everybody can help us in a different way. So we're gonna need him to step up big from here on out.
I know Muss was excited about his ability to develop, more of a perimeter shot. Does that kind of put pressure on guys like you and some of the other 3-point shooters?
Not really pressure. We're just gonna have to figure out a way around it to keep being efficient, and we got to start making some shots if we're gonna shoot them, and we just got to keep getting downhill and playing to our strengths.
Hutch?
Yeah, Anthony, I'm curious now that you've had a couple of games, regular season games with Nick, kind of how are y'all adjusting to playing together? And is there a bit of an adjustment period with him coming back?
When you get a good player back, there's always a small adjustment piece, like a little phase where we're trying to figure out what's going on with all three of us, me, him, Ricky, even Devo. That's like the four guards who handle the ball the most. So it's just a little bit of an adjustment, but it's pretty easy when we have a lot of talent, and we've been together all summer. So it's not as much an adjustment, but it's really just getting back to what we were doing before we got here.
Gotcha. And also, I know you weren't on the team last year, but this game against Oklahoma and Tulsa didn't go well for Arkansas. Have you talked to Devo or Kamani or them just to see kind of how that game is? And is there a little bit of a revenge factor with that?
Yeah, for sure. We all saw what happened last year. Last year we had a talented team, but I think we got another talented team this year. So, it's a big game for us. We're going to come back ready to just kind of get it back.
Curtis?
Hey, AB, obviously you play a completely different position than Trevon does, but he brought so many different things to the table. Where do you think that you specifically can kind of step in and fill some of that void that's lost?
I think I can help us rebound better. TV was super athletic, super active on the glass. And I think me just being taller than most of the people I'm going to be guarding, who will be guarding me, I think I can help us offensive and defensive rebound.
And then, not that these last 3 games of the homestand haven't been challenging, but is there any, added excitement or anticipation being able to kind of get back out on the road at a neutral site and play against a high major opponent like Oklahoma?
Yeah. It's going to be a big game, and I think we're ready to rise to the occasion and just come out and play with a lot of energy in front of a lot of people. So it's always exciting to play in the big games like that.
Bob?
Yeah, Anthony, you've shot pretty well from 3, and Nick was saying he's known you since you were young, and of course, I think all you guys are young to me. But what have you thought about your 3-point shooting, or were people maybe sleeping on that a little bit?
My teammates and coaches have just been telling me to be more confident. since like really one of the first couple. I think it was a Fordham game. I didn't really shoot it well. Like I was second guessing myself shooting, but they just told me like, hey, shoot it with confidence. Like we see you make a lot of shots every day, and we trust you to make shots. And then after that, just my teammates giving me good open looks. Like a lot of my threes, I don't have to do anything but just catch it. I can get my feet set and shoot. So it's really all of my teammates for getting me open and putting confidence in me.
And I'm sure you always work hard, but Eric said you've been putting in a lot of extra work shooting. Do you think that that's been a factor for you?
Yeah, I think obviously when you put in work, you're gonna get better results. But I think the biggest piece of it was just getting more confident and being more aggressive, really.
And I'm thinking, Trevon was so versatile. It probably won't just be one or even two guys that have to do what he did. It might be several guys, depending on who you're playing and matchups and stuff. But Jordan's a guy I'm thinking maybe could help fill that void. And I know he's kind of been up and down at times, but what do you think about how Jordan's played and how he might be able to help fill that void?
Yeah, I think we need him to step up a lot, play a lot better than he's been playing. He plays really hard, and there's been a lot of games this year where he's really helped us out a lot. I just think we need him to be really engaged and play with a lot of energy, because when he does that, he does good things for our team. And then we just roll smoother, like especially on the defense end. Like he can get us a couple stops in a row, a couple run out dunks, and then he can also make shots, get to the rim. So we just need him to just have a lot of energy and keep playing hard.
And as good as Trevon is, and obviously you're going to miss him, but this team still seems like it has a lot of talent. Do you still feel good you guys can have a strong season? And you're a top 10 team. Do you still feel like you're a top 10 team? Like I say, no disrespect to Trevon, but you have a lot of other good players too.
Yeah, anytime you lose a good player like that, it sucks and it hurts, because that's like our brother. So some of us were pretty emotional when we figured out he was hurt, but we still trust in our teammates, the next man up, and I think we can still do what we're trying to do. And for sure, I think we're still a top 10 team as long as we play up how we can play. And now we're just gonna go a lot harder for TB now, since he can't play.
Let's got one more. Obviously you didn't have Nick for the first 6, then you don't have Devo, then you finally get everybody back together for one game, then Trevon gets hurt. And you don't have him for the rest of the year. So how frustrating is that you just haven't been able to have the whole gang together, so to speak?
It's life. Stuff doesn't always go your way, and we just been figuring out ways to adjust to it. Although not having Nick sucked, and then Devo, we understood what he had to do, but it still was hard not having him. And now losing TB, it's just like, it's tough, but stuff happens, and good teams just figure out ways to just keep going and keep getting better, like regardless of the scenario.
Yeah, I might have a couple more, but I'll turn it back to Mike if others have questions. Thanks.
I think you're the only one, Bob. So go ahead and follow up with one more.
Okay. Well, hey, he was nice enough to come on. I don't want him to feel shortchanged. I know you played the Maui, obviously neutral court, thousands of miles away, and that was a cool atmosphere. But this is going to be like an NBA type arena, like Walton Arena. Probably be pretty split. Probably be 16, 17,000 in there, I guess. Just how much you looking forward to a real, big crowd in a neutral site setting against another Power 5 team?
It should be fun. Like you said, the Maui games were fun, kind of like split halfway us, halfway them, but it sounds like this is going to have a lot more fans in Maui, obviously. So, it's going to be fun. We're going to come out fired up and hopefully ready to play. So, yeah, it should be fun.
Did you watch last year's game on TV live, or did you see a replay later? Or
yeah, I watched it live.
What were you thinking as you were watching it? And then I don't know if you remember this. Eric was pretty ticked off at the end. He got ejected. He was pretty upset about the officiating, I guess. Kind of what do you remember about that?
They just kind of got in us early. I think they went on like a 10-0 run at the start, and that really set the tone for the game. But I don't know, man. Yeah, that just happened. But we're gonna try to do better this year.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Appreciate it, Davey. Thanks.
Yep.
Scotty.